Recently, I've been re-evaluating my photography and the way I approach projects. Being restricted to only shooting locally because of the UK lockdown regulations, not being able to see people or going to the usual locations that I usually would. Obviously, I kind of go outside, shoot locally, but you end up kind of getting used to seeing the same landscape day in and day out. So I started thinking about a project that I did when I was at college, which was actually my first ever photo project. It was just something simple for the students to kind of get used to the cameras and how they functioned. Just to kind of go outside really and wander around, making good exposures of simple images. And it was to find letters in everyday objects, not in banners or signs, but the shapes that those objects created. So I started thinking, now that I'm older, this could actually be an interesting project to revisit, just to see how I approach this compared to what I did when I was younger. And it's something simple, nothing with great pressure, and actually could be something that anyone else could pick up really. So I thought this would be a good project for anyone who's kind of stuck inside, or even just an introductory way to get into photography if you've never gotten that serious about it. Whether it's a film camera that maybe your grandparents have kind of passed on to you that you've always been intrigued to use, or even like a $3,000 DSLR, or even a phone really. It's just about getting outside and looking for the small details. I think I've even got a camera which has been sitting on my shelf for a few years which I haven't even touched, which I'm definitely going to probably use, because why have it really? This isn't a project which I'm going to take too seriously, just a way for me to kind of get outside really. Because the one thing that this pandemic has definitely taught me is that I make up excuses to not go outside. I think it's just really just to get outside, see what's around, kind of locally, whether you've got a park or a wooded area, or even if you're in the city. It's about just kind of going around and seeing the shapes in the world using a different eye, whether it's kind of branches of a tree that maybe cross each other, a kid's park with a climbing frame that you can kind of move around and see the shapes that those joists kind of create, or the texture on the ground and the grass, a hedge, just anything really. So what if it's raining outside and we're just stuck indoors? Well, how about looking at everyday objects in your house? A cup or a mug, the handle could create something interesting, or maybe a kettle or the head of a broom, who knows? Just because it's wet, windy, not quite what it is like outside that you want it to be, doesn't mean you have to stop and not look at the world around you. Where I currently am now, I've been here for a few years and I can find myself already getting used to the surroundings. So I'm hoping that this little project will encourage me to go outside and just have a better appreciation of where I live. So I put it to you to go outside, shoot locally, and see how many letters that you can find. Feel free to comment below and share them on Instagram. See ya.